Welcome to Tech Heroes podcast powered by Intuit. I'm your host, Alisa Carpio. I'm a tech evangelist, which means I get to work with technologists from across the globe to build an amazing tech culture at Intuit. And I'm a lover of all things nerdy. This podcast is about technologists, the tech that they're obsessed with, and the work that they're passionate about. In this episode, we're chatting with Rohith Ramakrishnan, software engineer at Intuit based in Bangalore. Rohith is the founder, or OG, of the open source project called Automation for Humans, and we're excited to learn more about this project. And we're also going to learn more about other passion, which is music. So now let's go ahead and get started. Rohith, so great to see you again. And I'm so happy that you're connecting with us today. How are you doing?
I'm really good, Alisa. Yeah, it's finally nice to meet you after a long time. It's been a year, I think.
Yeah. I know. And so I'm here in Bangalore, and you're going to be going on a trip soon. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I'm really excited about my trip to Las Vegas. It's going to be my first time in Vegas. I know it's a very party place, but I'm going there for a conference. It's one of the biggest conferences in the world called AWS reInvent. And excited to learn a lot about AWS, meet a lot of good people there, and then finally some partying in Vegas.
Okay, well, I'm just going to have to say, I know it's your first time. I know it's like a fun place, but man, just be careful. I just keep thinking about, those movies that you see where everyone just goes crazy and there's crazy parties and they don't know where they are. So I'm just really excited for you. I think it's going to be an amazing trip, an amazing time to learn as well.
Absolutely.
So I know you're a software engineer here at Intuit. Prior to Intuit, where did you work?
I came fresh out of college. Actually, before Intuit, I was doing research in Singapore in NTU and in Germany at Max Planck. So I was doing 2 fellowships after my college.
Where did you go to college?
I went to college in Pilani, Goa. It's a party place in India.
Okay, so I'm like hearing a theme. Goa, party place, Las Vegas, party place.
Yeah.
And somewhere in between there, you do amazing tech.
Yes.
So you must be doing something right because you're able to marry the party and the tech together.
Yeah. Party, code, repeat.
Oh my gosh, you're hilarious. So what do you love about the work that you do?
I get to work on amazing products at Intuit. I'm currently working on Mint, which is an awesome product with a lot of customers, and we're building out new features. And I get to work on the latest technologies, which is what keeps me motivated all the time. And I get to explore my own stuff, have my own ideas implemented in the product as my side project. And then if that goes to production, really excited about it. Yeah.
Now, how many years have you been at Intuit?
I am here since 2017. So it's been 2.5 years.
Wow. Okay. So you've done a lot in 2.5 years. First of all, I'm still thinking about you in Vegas. I got to move on from that. So let's talk about the other side of you, of Rohith. You have this creative side that a lot of people have shared with me. And you also have this other techie side that you are so obsessed about it. And we'll talk more about that. But let's start about the creative side of you. So tell me.
I'm really into music. I've been playing the piano since 13 years now.
Oh.
And the interesting thing about my music is that I'm self-taught. I've not learned it from anybody. So I picked up the piano, the guitar, and the flute, and I started exploring it on my own. It took me a lot of time, but now at a place where I can play small little songs, do small little gigs here and there. But I do music just for my passion. Apart from work, you have to do something else, right?
Right.
It just keeps off the pressure and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And what genre is your music?
I play blues when I'm on the guitar, and I play Hindi music on the piano, actually. So I play Indian music. Yeah.
And when you said you're self-taught, how did you teach yourself?
I'm from a family of musicians, but dad plays a drum instrument called the mridangam, which is an Indian instrument, and his brother plays the violin. I have an ear for music. One day, my dad bought a piano at home and started playing with it. And then I started using YouTube to explore.
So YouTube is the key.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. I'm really intrigued by this. So is your dad a full-time musician?
No, he's a scientist. He has side gigs with his band.
And then do you have a band?
No, but we do have a band at Intuit called The Bandwidth, so I'm part of that.
You guys are hilarious with your name. How did you come up with that name?
We were just sitting and we didn't have a name. We didn't have bandwidth to come up with a name. So we just named it Bandwidth.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. And then what do you guys play?
We play Indian music. Sometimes we compose our own songs. The last gig that we did was at the India Inclusion Summit. We played for diversity and inclusion there.
That's so cool. And can you tell me what the Indian Inclusion Summit is?
Absolutely. It's an annual conference that happens every year for 2 days in Bangalore. It's all about diversity diversity and inclusion. So as our CEO used to say, diversity is a fact and inclusion is a choice. The conference is all about that.
And who hosts that?
I don't exactly know who hosts it, but we do have participation from Intuit.
That's cool. So all of Bangalore does this.
A lot of people from everywhere in the world come. So people came in from Singapore.
Wow. Now, do you sing?
No. I'm a really terrible singer.
Okay, so I'm not going to ask you to do a tune right now or anything like that. So that's the creative side. I'm just fascinated by people who can just pick up an instrument and just go.
Yeah.
Is that how you approach technology as well?
Yes, I have a very similar approach to technology as well. All of this is relating to how I look at things like it's a language. Right. Okay. So music is also a language, and writing code is also a language, and speaking English is also a language, right? Yes. So it has to be like how you speak without thinking. So you have to do music without thinking, you have to code without thinking when you're coding. But before you do that, you have to do your homework and be very good at your craft. And I really believe in putting a lot of effort in the craft.
We just talked about the creative side. Now, I did hear from your colleagues about what you are passionate about, also another kind of technology. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, I am passionate about open source and machine learning. Of my 2 years at Intuit, when I came here, what I wanted to do is automate the redundant tasks. There's a lot of redundant tasks that we do. For example, we have to write a lot of test cases in automation, right? So my goal was how to remove all this and how to do it like how a human would do it. For example, if I go ask you to do something, I'll say, Aliza, please go and open the door. Please get the coffee from the table, then come back, right? So how do you instruct computers to do stuff like that? So that's my passion. It's related to a field in machine learning called as natural language processing.
So natural language processing. And what have you done in that area?
Yeah, I started out a project called Automation for Humans. Yes. So that's one of my favorite projects, which I have open sourced. What it does is it automates stuff on your behalf. For example, if you say, open the browser, go to this link, click on these things, it will do that for you. And the good thing about that is anybody can read those test cases. It's not a developer thing. Anybody who is a layman who knows English can do it. So I wanted it to mimic humans. And that's why I have kept it very simple, very small keywords which can be understood by humans. And that's it.
You've really humanized the redundant tasks.
Absolutely.
Wow. And so I know you launched that. When did you launch that project?
It was exactly a year ago when you had come here last year.
And how is it going?
It's going pretty well. The internal adoption of that tool is really good, with a lot of internal teams adopting it. And tool is growing at a good pace. And I get a lot of requests on GitHub saying, can you add this feature here and there? And I have to say, hey, this is not in my vision. Or this is a good part of my vision, and take it into the product.
We recently had Het Rubber Fest. Were there folks that contributed?
Yeah, there were 7 folks actually who contributed to my repository, and that was fun. Actually, 7 PRs by 5 different folks. I was surprised to see a lot of people taking interest in my project that I had, which I had open source last year. But a lot of people found that as a good project and started contributing and enhancing it. So it's a good experience to mentor them and merge their PRs and work with them.
And what are your thoughts in terms of the next steps for Automation for Humans?
I wanted to evangelize automation for humans. So what I want to do is let the world know that such a thing exists. So currently, I don't think a lot of people outside of Intuit know about the project. Yes. Although we are seeing some contributions from outside Intuit, I want the world to know such a thing exists and then the world to contribute. I think this can become my next big thing in the automation world.
That's so cool. How did you come up with Automation for Humans as a name?
The thing about Automation for Humans is I had my core philosophy also written in the README of the GitHub repo. I wanted it to be completely centric to how we as humans do work. So for example, it's very easy to get deviated when you're creating a framework. And let's add in this new feature which will help the developer. I didn't add any such features. It has to be how a human does it. And exactly that. And that's why it's named Automation for Humans.
So this is your opportunity to do a shout out to the open source community or just folks out there. What would you like for them to do in order to contribute to Automation for Humans?
I would love anybody and everybody to contribute to that project who are interested in the space of automation, machine learning, natural language processing. It's rarely that you find a mix of automation and machine learning together. It's one of its kind. And also Automation for Humans does not involve just Python or machine learning. It has core C++ libraries which are written. So it's like hardcore compiler work. Yes. There's a lot of plugins that we're making on the side and a lot of extension for editors like Atoms and everything. So there's a lot of scope for people to come and contribute to this project. And I would love anybody to come in. It's hosted at github.com/Intuit.
That's so cool. Thank you so much for that. At Intuit, we believe and declare that as technologists, we need to be customer obsessed. Can you tell me why you believe this is important for all of us as technologists to be customer obsessed in our role?
Absolutely. I love this fact about Intuit that it's customer-backed. Everything's customer-centric and customer-backed, which is really the essence of how we should build products, right? For example, we were building out some feature and we thought customers would use it like this. And we got a lot of VOC. We saw that the customers are using this feature in a completely different way. And it opened our eyes to say, oh, we have to do what the customer wants, not what we want. And we as technologists are very good at doing the opposite things. We just solve for the cool technology and not the customer. So we have very interesting conversations with our product managers here saying, go back the customer, not put in the new technology and the cool things that you want to do in the software.
At Intuit, they definitely teach, but at school, they don't. At school, it's about, delivering the project, hands on the keyboard, finishing your algorithms or whatever. And no one ever really talked to me about, Alisa, you need to really think about who are you solving it this for?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because what I'm trying to do is just make my freaking algorithm work.
Yeah.
So it's something that we all had to learn here at Intuit.
One of my other passions is to work with interns and co-ops who come there. So I mentor most of the co-ops who come into this floor, our business unit. And what I want them to take away from this is not how to code. They're really good. I want them to be customer obsessed. I want them to have the end-to-end visibility of what they're doing so that they don't just make it as a side project which gets lost. I encourage them to open source some stuff. And with every co-op coming in, I'm making sure that they're going to open source and deliver it end to end.
That's so cool. I love that you said mentor. Why do you love mentoring? Why do you do it?
It's very simple. I believe that interns are the smartest bunch of people for coming in and they know a lot more than me. So it's mostly reverse mentoring. I get to learn a lot of things from them. I get to work on cool projects that are not in my work schedule and take it to open source. So that's the most fun part of it. I get to learn a lot of things from new folks coming in.
I bet they would say the same about you, though.
Yeah.
That they're learning from you.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool that you see it as both ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
In terms of learning from each other.
Yeah.
Wow. And is that something that you would recommend to other engineers to do? And what would you say to them?
If you want to learn, just try to mentor somebody and you'll learn a lot of things. So I have this rule where I pick up projects in which I don't know more than 50% of the things that are supposed to be delivered. Mm-hmm. So if you know things that are supposed to be delivered, it's just cakewalk for you. I pick up intern projects which are difficult, hard to solve, and then I don't know more than 50% of the stuff to be solved. So I get to learn with them. So one of the new technologies that we have, Elasticsearch and everything, I learned it project with an intern. And now other teams are using our work. That's the most important thing and the most satisfying thing.
That is so cool. I mean, the partnership is about both sides learning, sharing, contributing, and making an impact.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Thank you. This is now the rapid fire section of the podcast. This is where you can tell me pass also, and we can always come back. First question. Can you share something that people don't know about you, but is legal to share?
Interesting. I was stuck in an airport for 2 days.
Where were you?
In Germany.
Where were you trying to go?
I was coming back to India, but my flight got cancelled.
What did you do those 2 days?
I went and roamed around in Frankfurt.
And what did you find?
I went to an art museum in Frankfurt, actually. And that was fun. All the flights got booked out and one day all the flights got cancelled. There was a ripple effect from that and I had to stay there for 2 days.
So you made the best of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. On a scale of 1 to 10, how nerdy are you and why?
I would call myself an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
And why?
I just love to code.
Okay, cool. Favorite coding language?
Oh, my favorite coding language will be Python.
Okay.
Because it's very close to English.
Oh, okay. Again, that natural language stuff. Documentary, sci-fi, or comedy?
Sci-fi.
Favorite band or DJ?
So there's this Auckland-based band called Black Shirt Blues. That's my favorite band. And they come to play in India and I love their music.
Okay. Traveling by plane or traveling by car?
Plane.
What do you do for fun or relax outside of work?
Music.
If you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be and why?
I would be the eucalyptus tree, which is standing tall and noticeable from far.
Oh, okay. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate for sure.
3 words that you would use to describe yourself.
Code, music, repeat.
3 words others would use to describe you.
Code, music, repeat.
You're so hilarious. Dead or alive, fiction or nonfiction, who would you invite over to a pub or dinner at your home?
Tesla.
Your hero?
My hero is actually a fictional character from an anime called Naruto.
Naruto. Okay.
Yeah, and my hero is Madara from that.
Okay. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
I would have the power that Madara has to control space and time.
Wow. Favorite snack?
My favorite snack is a Gujarati dish in India called the khandvi.
And what is it?
It's a roll made out of some kind of flour.
Oh, is it sweet or spicy?
It's not sweet and it's savory.
Oh, okay. It's savory. Yeah. Okay. What is it called again?
Khandvi.
Khandvi. Okay. Best advice you have received?
Interesting. Think end to end and not just code.
Worst advice you have received?
Worst advice, just do it.
Your favorite quote?
My favorite quote is actually from Naruto again. And it's the first line that the character says, which is, mine is not a dream, but an ambition, for I'm sure to fulfill it.
You are deep, dude. That is, wow. Okay. Beach or forest?
Beach for sure.
Wow. Thank you so much, Rohith. It was awesome to catch up with you, and you did it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me in this podcast. It was absolutely fun talking to you. I learned a lot of things about myself also in this.
Oh my gosh, you're hilarious.